Alright, what is going on, guys? The Avatar beta just finished, and to say the opinion of people that got into it, and the opinion seems like of the FGC in general, has been pretty positive is probably an understatement. But of course, since I did manage to get into the beta myself and got a chance to try out the game, I figured why not give my own opinions on the good and the bad and my general thoughts on Avatar Legends. I am going to be a little biased probably on my opinion. I did grow up with Avatar The Last Airbender, of course, so a little bit of bias, a little nostalgia probably. That being said though, this game is fucking great and far better than it has any right to be. This game got freaking canceled at one point. I didn't even realize it got picked up until the freaking announcement the reveal trailer of it. And the fact that it went from that to this is so freaking cool. We'll start with the good, of course, there's a lot more of that. And general idea for how the game feels, it feels smooth. The game, of course, was announced to be primarily movement-based, and it succeeded. Like, holy crap, the game is quick. From appears to be basically wave dashing to Katara's aerial movement with her projectiles to whatever the hell frickin' Aang is doing. Like, my god, the game in general feels great. The combo system is flashy as hell. I did not realize Aang had anywhere near the amount of sauce he did until seeing some dev matches later on. But Aang was popping off himself. Like, the combos probably at least as cool, if not honestly better than even the movement feels, which it's already pretty top notch. As for how the game looks, it just looks very Avatar, right? Like, of course, there was a lot of talk early on when the game was first revealed that, and I quote, "It looks like a Flash game." But seeing the game get played, seeing a live, get my hands on, I'm looking at the game, looking at the attacks, looking at the characters. It just looks very Avatar. Like, the art style for it, I think, just fits perfectly. Doesn't really matter how the game looks, of course. It involves how the game plays, and as well as what the characters are like, of course, first and foremost, because there were only 4 characters in this beta out of the eventual 12, right? We had Zuko, Katara, Aang, and Korra, and these characters, and I say this as a very good thing, played nothing alike, right? There wasn't a single character that played the same. Korra was a bit slower, while still being quick, with a ton of damage, a ton of great confirms, great normals. Katara was seemed to be the fastest with her flow movement on the ground, as well as, of course, being able to, ironically enough, knowing the fact that she's a waterbender, not an airbender, control the skies really well with her projectiles and as well as her stances. I don't think any of us gave Aang anywhere near enough credit with how fast he is and his different options, be it the quick drop, be it the use of his glider, his air scooter, the high-low mix-ups that confirms the freaking wind that he can set up, not only buffing his combos and his movements, but messing mine up. The amount of combos I dropped with Zuko when I hit him because of that wind, as much as it annoyed me, that is still a really cool feature on top of that. And then of course Zuko with the multiple stances, with all the fireballs, acting both as a rushdown character as well as a zoner, and then his air medium is insane. So he definitely was probably the most all-round character, honestly, with having both ability to zone as well as rushdown with his aerial flight with the fire, as well as his large normals. And then, of course, to go along with the characters, the supports. Like, I did not think the supports like, I didn't play Mortal Kombat X, so I knew people thought very highly of the system, that like what the supports are in Avatar, but I did not give it anywhere near enough credit when I first saw it. Like, just with Zuko alone, the change ups, between the movement that Ranshad gave, annoyance that is the improved dive kick from June, the improved water whip from Katara, fighting against Diaphone with the improved projectiles. The difference is insane and incredibly annoying because it's Katara. There will be, of course, a best one. There's always going to be a best one in things like this. Even though the fact that it really only changes one aspect of the character's playstyle, it really just works and changes so much more than you would think, even though it's only changing one option of the character. But there are a couple of things that are a little, one of which, the damage is a little high in my opinion. I don't think in a game like this, I should be seeing TODs or 90% combos. And of course Katara. Katara was so broken, and that infinite she has was insane. That being said though, they've already confirmed the infinite will not be there anymore, so take that as you will. That was just part of the test, and honestly, that's pretty much it when it comes to the bad. I got very few bad things really to say about the game. It was just really, really fun, and honestly, probably some of the most fun I've had playing a fighting game for a while, in all honesty. And the fact that there is going to be another test soon-ish, and that test will probably include at least the other 3 characters. And then, of course, 5 more to be announced later on. Really excited for the future of this game. And honestly, I had assumed this game was maybe going to be like a Discord fighter of anything. Like, it would come out, people would play it. Most people probably wouldn't, but people like Avatar would play it. But I'm starting to think this game's got a real chance, or like the general opinion, it seems like, of everyone is that this game is just looking really, really good. And the fact that the fact that the beta was the same weekend as Marvel Tokon, and the fact that I'm saying this, I cannot believe, but it kind of blew Tokon out of the water this weekend, is kind of insane, really. So there's definitely a chance that this game not only might actually do well, it could actually end up being A, pretty popular, and B probably be a potential like main tournament game if the general opinion of the game manages to stay like this between now and the game's eventual release next summer. But it is way too early to tell, of course. This was literally the first test, and not everyone from even the Americas were able to get in. Only some people did. And then, of course, the rest of the world still has to actually play the game. So there's that. So there's definitely a lot to come before we go and crown this as the next great fighting game in the FGC. Let me know what you guys think of the game. Which character did you enjoy most from this beta? And which character are you most excited to see in the potential next one out of the current 7 we know of? Until then, hope you guys have a good one, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye, guys.